Today on Verbal to Visual, I'd like to share with you a visual metaphor that you might find useful. One to add to your bank of possible diagrams to use in the future. That visual metaphor is the iceberg, which, when drawn from the side like this, makes clear that what's seen from the outside is just a small percentage of everything else that's going on underneath. What makes this metaphor so useful and widely applicable is the fact that no matter what you look at, there is so much more going on behind the scenes compared to what you see from the outside. And diving down into the depths of what's going on underneath is worthwhile. That's where the interesting things live, the things that contribute to whatever is seen on the surface. For example, consider any individual action that someone takes. Underlying that action is a whole lot of personal history, from things that happened previously that day, earlier in the week, earlier in the year, and even things that were formed from childhood experiences. You can't deeply understand an individual action without exploring at least some of those things that live below the surface. For another example, let's keep it close to home and explore what's under the surface of a completed sketch note. While it's easy to find plenty of examples of polished sketch notes online, what you won't necessarily see is all of the practice that went into being able to sketch out ideas in a useful way. You won't see all of the experimentation that took place in order for the note taker to find the right materials and the right style that works for them. You won't see the intentional process by which the notes were taken, just the finished product. You won't see the purpose that the sketchnoter had in mind while taking those notes. All of that time and effort is missed unless you go looking for it. And that decision to go looking for it is the main reason I'm so enthusiastic about sketchnoting in the first place. I see it as a way to explore ideas in more depth, to try to understand them not just on a surface level. And this iceberg model is one tool to help you do that. It encourages you to seek out the fuller story and not just stop at the headline. So keep an eye out for when you might be able to use this visual metaphor in your work to add more depth and more nuance to the fields you care about. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to learn about all sorts of other visual tools that you can build into your note-taking process, check out my course, An Introduction to Visual Note-Taking. It will help you to tap into the full power of your brain to become a better learner, problem solver, and storyteller. So check that out, and I'll see you next time. Till then.